Hello, hello. My name is Stingy. I also go by Ryan, of course. Right here, I have a quick video just to go over a recent match of mine. This is to give you guys some advice on how to play Wraith at about an Eternus 5 level, which is where I'm at. I've generally been having a lot of success. Been playing since 2024. I have some history in CS and Val, and open to any questions or suggestions you guys have. Really quick, first off, big thing with Wraith is there's kind of two main build paths you can go. This one I've been really liking to do recently. This is the strength build. Let's see if I can find the ID. That would be 560339. I believe this is by ABL. This one's really good for some early spiking of your damage. It also gives you a lot of kill potential once you're about out of lane, around the 12+ minute mark, compared to other builds which don't come online for a lot longer. However, you sacrifice a bit of the late game teamfight potential damage, although from my experience, not by much. Really not by much compared to an egg late game build. So occasionally I go something like this. This is what I've been doing recently. It's very strong. The other thing you can kind of do is go something like this Exodia build and Route 2 here. This one, it starts with Golden Egg. Basically, you're going to play extremely passive. You do no damage on this character early, so you need to be very, very, very patient. And you pop this to get Ricochet. Even at that point, you're not doing much. You get your green spike, and then from there, Surge of Power. That's about when you come online. So yeah, let's go back to the first build I have here, and I'll go over how we play this. This video is aimed to about an Oracle or Ascendant level player, somebody that generally has some confidence and comfort with their character, but otherwise is a little bit lacking in terms of the decision making or understanding their strength at different points of the game and what their goal is to do in order to win more games. Another thing I'd like to go over is why you would play Wraith in the first place compared to some other M1s. So Wraith, if you're coming to the game, is very good at late game hard carry damage and very good single target damage. She scales very hard, plays very good late game. If you have good aim mechanics and good tracking skill, this is a character for you. So for those coming from MOBAs, if you're an ADC player that likes something like, I don't know, Kai'Sa, Jinx, something like that, or have really good tracking aiming skills, then this character is great for that. However, you do need to understand that you're sacrificing a lot of early game agency. Oftentimes, games are going to be dictated out of your hands. People are going to fight early, they're going to win or lose the game before you really have a say in it, and so that's kind of not your job. You really need to be playing to be patient, to not die, to farm, get strong, get money. Money on this character is extremely important. If you're keeping about even with other people, you're not going to go crazy. You're not going to steamroll. You're not going to carry. You have to play patient, get money, scale, have more money than people late game, and that's when you'll really pop off. So getting into this match, I think this is a good one to use as an example because as you can see from the scoreboard, I didn't exactly pop off, didn't go crazy. I just did pretty good. You see my soul count is pretty high. I mean, Victor went crazy. He popped off. If we're being real, he kind of carried. But this is a good game where you can see I kind of did my job. I did what I'm supposed to do. I did what I had in mind, which is play pretty chill early. Scale, play relatively passive, not get blown up to my best of my ability, and then late game contribute in team fights and kind of make up for the lack of my participation early. That's really the idea, right? Is you're gonna avoid things early, not participate, just farm, just be optimal, try to path well, and then later game, you're gonna be taking advantage of that. And I'll lead you guys through on how to do that. Another important concept to add here is that for those of you who don't know, kills scale in value the longer the game goes. Early on in the game, kills are not worth that much money, both relative to where you are in that point in the game and also just, you know, for the amount of money you get. The later the game goes, the more that kills are valuable for, and the other thing is the more souls somebody have when they die, the longer they're going to be dead for, especially if you have a lead over other people. So a really important thing to realize is that you do not want to be dying on this character very much. You want to be staying alive so that you're on the map and making money. Late game, once you participate in team fights, you need to make sure you're being intentional with that. You're not throwing your life away for silly things like one kill. That's not your job. You need to be playing to stay alive, do deeps, and participate in everything that's important, such as rifts and mid-boss. Those are the two big things you should think about. Things like buffs or a walker, or sometimes even a guardian or whatever. you don't throw your life away for that. Stay alive, stay up, because the more time you have that you're on the map, the more money you can be making, and can eventually be in the position to carry and be strong and stat check people essentially with your aim and your items. Alright, so getting into the match now. Let's make sure we're spectating me, and I'm sorry if I don't have much familiarity with the spectating tool. My initial goal is going to be to check right here in my lane, right? I have a Kelvin and I have me. I'm looking at my team as well. I'm looking at the enemy team and I'm thinking about what I need to be aware of, what I need to watch out for, anyone going to be roaming to my lane, and just at the simplest level, how am I going to be playing this lane? So if we look at my lane, I'm playing against a McGinnis and an Apollo. And I have Kelvin and I'm Wraith, of course. So the big thing to think of here is, am I strong in this lane? Can I win fights? Should I be looking to fight them? Probably not. Apollo's going to absolutely delete me. McGinnis is always going to be able to outpush me. So my win condition at this point in the game, and that's the big thing, is win conditions at different points in the game, right? Like, is your win condition to go in and target someone in particular and blow them up? Is your win condition to avoid like a lash that's ganking you? What is the win condition? So at this point in the game, my win condition is to farm and go even. If nothing happens in this lane, if both of us have our towers, if no one dies, if nothing happens, that is absolutely a winning condition for Wraith and probably for Kelvin too. Kelvin's also a scaling support character, or scaling damage at times. So my absolute goal here is just to keep shit chill, keep it low key, get my camps, get farm, maybe take little wins. Like if I can get bridge buff, if I can get, boxes, if I can take the level 1 camps, maybe. But otherwise, my goal is just to keep it chill. So the first objective I'm going to think is I want to immediately be shoving waves. I don't want them crashing on my end. I want to keep them permanently crashing on their end and to just stay healthy. So let's see how this starts out. Just focusing on denies, shoving the wave. After we're here, doing a bit of damage, even at range with Wraith, is really good because it can generate cards. Even if your bullets are not going to do that much damage, just firing a bit, hitting them to generate cards is super, super good if you have nothing else to do, right? A lot of the times I see new players kind of not understand the difference between when they should be shooting the minions and when they should be shooting players, right? In this situation, if I shoot the enemies, it doesn't really do much for us damage-wise. The big thing will just be to shove the wave up, and then if I have nothing else to do, I can shoot them. Trading some cards here, pretty good, just to keep them, not for a kill, but just to keep them a little scared and keep their health chipped down so they can't super, super all-in me down the line. Big thing to do, nice and simple. If someone runs at you, a lot of new players, they often like turn tail and run. Just press the S key, tap dash, slide, and shoot. All right. And using your slide to keep your ammo up and your shove is really good. This is definitely an overextension for me. And I'm scared of my homie dying here. So these McGinnis walls are 2 punches to open. He's kind of trolling if I'm being real. And this guy gets greedy. So he dies for it, right? Just a quick little light melee, maybe a bit greedy, could have gotten parried there. Another thing I could have done definitely is that I was thinking in the moment and was just too slow to do on is I can jump in front of him, like a get down Mr. President type shit, so that I can block some bullets maybe, but he kind of trolled it. And 1-for-1 in this situation, let's think about it. Is that good that Apollo got a kill and I got a kill? Is that a winning trade? Is that a losing trade? In my opinion, an early game trade both ways here is about even because it gives Apollo some more power in the lane, but a kill on Wraith is always huge. If that can accelerate me, that's massive. What I do after this is kind of greedy. You shouldn't always do this. I take like all the farm without this Kelvin because I don't really trust him and I'd rather that money be on me. So I really quickly decide to shove this wave. If you have a teammate you trust and you think is good, don't do this. Wait for them to come back to the lane because the split of gold is going to be better, or souls rather, is going to be better for 2 people than just one taking them on their own. I take this camp solo as well because that wave is just shoved. And now I'm thinking of my HP. I'm kind of low here. I'm kind of chilling. I don't want to do anything too aggressive. So while I'm safe to come up here, I'm getting close to the wave. That's another thing I see a lot of new players do when they're shoving the wave. They keep too much distance. Being at a decent range from your targets in this game matters a ton. Your bullets have a lot of drop-off damage. I'm sure you understand that. So making sure that you're close lets you get a lot more damage on shoving the wave. With my build here, you can also see I'm relatively safe. I know I'm healthy. If you think you're going to struggle, healing right is super good on Wraith early game. A lot of times people consider getting an item like that as kind of gutting your money, as shutting you down in terms of how much money you can make. But the reality is staying healthier, staying in the lane more, not going back to base, being able to do a box run and come back to lane full HP, being able to get a bridge buff, whatever. Sometimes investing in a healing right early, if you need it and if you're going to utilize it right, can actually be generating you more money in the long time. So don't feel scared about buying a defensive item that's going to keep you healthier. That will let you be up on the map more and make more money. Build here is super simple. I'm just thinking I don't have much damage unless I hit a couple cards on somebody. I can punish them and trade well if they run into me and tank a couple cards. This is a bit scary. Teammates, again, cut off from that, so I'm just breaking it to get an angle. They drop it, it's fine. So cards can do a decent amount of damage if they greed. So right here, just throw one card to chunk him a bit, right? Simple trade, keep him off the wave, and just keep his HP a little lower so he can't really greed. And in my head, I'm thinking I'm right off Quicksilver, so considering I'm essentially down an item right now compared to the other people, I'm aware that my strength is pretty low. Right? Every 800 gold, you have to think the other people are going to have an item that's going to make them a lot stronger. So I'm thinking once I get Quicksilver, that'll really up my damage potential. And right now, I don't want to take any aggressive trades because I'm essentially down quite a lot of power. And as I say that, you can see I took a pretty bad trade and I'm just playing safe, just trying to generate cards there. The trade, not really worth anything, but just hitting some bullets. Picks up cards, and as you can see, a heart right there is quite a bit of healing that can go a long way. I get my Quicksilver, back to lane, just denies. They're trying to shove the wave pretty hard, so I'm just thinking, let's keep it even. I'm sliding to keep my ammo up here. Mess up my melee. Sometimes finishing with a light melee can be good. Ignore that. That was shit. Total misclick. Back to talking about farming. Oftentimes I'll see players, especially newer ones, they'll heavy punch a minion, see that it's like almost dead, and then they'll shoot it to finish it, and then they have to shoot the orb, right? You always want to shoot something first, and then light melee. I notice on Wraith, it's really efficient to shoot it point blank, do a lot of damage, and then right when it's low, just light melee. That's a very efficient way to clear on Wraith. Oftentimes, you can also just heavy melee if you get the chance, but that's something I do quite often. It's very efficient, and you don't have to spend the extra time worrying about the orbs. Orbs, denying, I believe, 4 or 5 is the same value as a kill early game. So if you notice that your enemy isn't denying them or isn't confirming their own orbs, or if you are getting denied a lot, play slower, get those orbs. It's a lot of money. And again, your win con here is just to get money, scale, and go even. So that's the most important thing. You can see I'm taking some kind of bad trades here, taking a lot of damage. I see my Kelvin is getting quite focused, so I'm just trying to shoot back and do deeps here. Just generate cards, nothing else. Straight back to focusing on wave. Relatively straightforward lane. Big thing to consider as well is we are going to get ults relatively soon. So if we're thinking about McGinnis ult, Kelvin ult, Wraith ult, Apollo ult, the big thing that I'm scared about is if these two guys get their ult pretty quick, they have the potential to really delete me, right? To really jump in and absolutely pop me quick. My thought with my ult is if they greed and dive under tower, I can keep them under tower for a long time. So that's a good kill condition, is only if they're aggressive, right? Or if somebody else roams and looks for a kill here. The other thing is Kelvin can be quite defensive with his dome if they look for a dive. So if we play under tower, it's a very advantageous for us. If we shove up, you know, McGinnis can rep ult, and then obviously if I'm under half HP, need to be very aware of that, into Apollo, whose ult will do a lot of damage, especially executing. So right here at the 3-minute mark is going to be when Wait, I'm kind of noobing out. Is it 2 minutes or 3 minutes? I think it's 2 minutes actually that the level 1 camp spawns. Yeah, I got the first one. Whoops. So we're going back here after about minute 30. I honestly don't know the timer. And we're going to get the camp. So the second that I clear the wave, I'm looking around and seeing anything open that I can take, and do I have time to get back to my wave? So wave always takes priority in terms of money, right? Wave is going to be the thing that you're making the most amount of money doing. So always be prioritizing that. You never want to lose wave to take anything, even if it's like a level 3 or whatever. That's your priority. As you'll see later in this game, a lot of things will be up on the map that are not really worth prioritizing. And our team sacks a lot of waves. You know, sometimes you'll get teams like that. They're not really aware of shoving up waves or their macro for that. And your job as Wraith, as a late game carry, is definitely to eat up all those resources. So you see, as I extend kind of hard, this guy takes a pretty aggressive trade, and then he backs it up here. So he takes a pretty aggressive trade. I was maybe a little bit overextended, but he kind of biffs it. I'm just dashing back and shooting and sliding as I'm doing so. Not bad. This is another Wraith technique that is super, super useful and works all the time. If you throw your card on somebody and they take cover to avoid it, just aim at whatever they're on. Cards do splash damage through any material. So if you see that I aim at this wall, he takes cover behind it, I flick my mouse to the left on the wall, the card will wrap and splash damage on it. This is super, super common in lane. You'd be surprised at how often this hits. So always kind of think about that. You don't need to overcomplicate your cards or aim them really high up in the air or anything like that. Just rip it. When we're playing against McGinnis Wall as well, you always want to be behind it. Now when it pops up, it does some damage, but if you get behind it in time, should be good. Or if you're too far, then the wall doesn't really do anything for them. The big thing that they're looking for is to cut you off from a defensive position, like under your tower. 2 punches breaks, right? So I can see my Kelvin shooting some of that. I'm shooting some of that. That's good. Right here, at the 5-minute mark, I wasn't in a good position to look for bridge buff, but the second I see it spawn, the second we clear this wave, I'm thinking these guys are kind of unaware. I can try to go for this. Now, don't super greed this. Again, I'm not going to throw away my life for this, right? And considering I have TP, I'm going to just try to go for this, right? I'm also thinking that Apollo is a character that's gun has really low range. Let's say the McGinnis was close here. I can hear him right behind me, right? So let's say the McGinnis was close here and covering me on the jump pad right here. This is really not worth it, because the second you get knocked off this, that's a free kill for them. So I'm noticing, oh, Apollo's here. He's not going to do anything. He hits me with a slice, does nothing. Take that, straight back to lane. Super, super winning for me, and honestly just lucky that it's a gun buff. Now, what the other team should have done absolutely is go for that when they had prio on that wave, rather than just kind of aimlessly trying to trade into us under tower. There's no need for that. They're not doing really any damage to the tower, so, you know. Big thing as well that you'll understand in this game is that me as Wraith, it's a really good idea to try to clear the McGinnis turrets. I'm going to be generally the strongest person to do that just with my gun. Compared to most other people on my team, I'm a really good person to be kind of putting that responsibility on myself. So understanding who should be responsible for that and who should be doing it is also going to go a long way. I'm not really sure any other characters that you should be thinking about in terms of your counterplay as Wraith, but definitely McGinnis turrets being your job to clear is huge. You know, a lot of ammo, high fire rate, something like that. Right now, I have an opportunity where the wave is shoved out. There's nothing really much for me to do. My Kelvin's doing some boxes, so I'm thinking, would I rather take some like really crappy trade in here or try to greed for that wave, or would I rather just chill, back up, and take some camps while I have a timer to do so? So I'm killing this, and as I'm killing this, you know, nothing too crazy with my mechanics as I'm killing it. The big thing I should be thinking about when you're killing things is try to card and hit 2 things. I did mess it up. And the big other thing is use your Quicksilver to reset your ammo, right? So use your entire mag and then Quicksilver to reload it, right? Obviously, that's kind of self-explanatory, but oftentimes I'll see people immediately Quicksilver. That's going to cut your DPS and your ability to kill camps down quite a bit. This guy looks kind of greedy. My movement's bad, but it's fine. He looks for something greedy. I'm turning just to trade a bit and to see if he keeps greeting. I can ulti him there, but I'm fine. Kelvin's in lane, and we're back in time to clear this wave. They're cutting us off from the wave, which is not good. And then I remember I got quite a few denies here because I was just like hungry to get rid of it, to get rid of the wave so that they could do less turret damage. That's fine. If we look up at the top, I'm at 4.5k to their 3.9 and 3.7. This is a super winning position for me. I will take this any day of the week. So, you know, played the lane pretty well, I think. Pretty chill. Level 1's up again. We just shoved the wave, so let's go get money and then back to wave in time to catch the next one. A big thing here as well, you cannot hear comms, but I am calming here and there, right? I'm telling my Kelvin, hey, why don't we ult if they dive, right? Or, you know, just play off me or whatever. I think at this point, there's really nothing to say to him. He's just going to play his own game. Especially later in the game, though, I'm going to be calming a lot, and I'll let you guys know what I'm calming and the responses I got. Simple trade, nothing crazy. He greeds for something. I'm kind of strong too, you know, considerations I have gun buff. I'm not trying to do anything crazy with it. My only thought is this is just helps my tempo a little bit to keep the lanes shoved and to keep it up. I'm a little scared of this insta TP and jump, and I'm thinking I don't want to be in line of sight of that ult, so let's just get in cover and peel off. She cancels it. Now you thought, oh, you know, half your HP is gone, right? They just took a really winning trade for them. I will trade that for a McGinnis ult any day of the week. Super worth that that's just gone and not a threat anymore. From range, right, you can see even though my gun's not doing that much damage, it still clears turrets really quick. So the other thing is turrets give you money, right? If you're playing into something like a Graves and they just put their tombstone down and are just farming you creeps, that is super good. That money adds up a lot. You'd be happy to side lane into that and just match it and be the one guy eating up all those. It's not even good to get rid of. Just let the minions come and just bring more money to you. It's great. You want that. If this guy's just feeding turrets for no reason to do like 5 damage for me and then give me some money, I'm happy for that. So here you might notice, why am I back here? Why am I like really far back instead of right up next to my turret? First off, I am a little concerned that they can blow me up pretty quick. These characters can one-tap me if they're aggro, and there's definitely a kill angle for Apollo if he greeds and looks for an angle. So I'm playing far enough back that I can safely jump way back or ulti him back into the tower and back up. The higher elo you are, the more people will dive and know when they can dive, so it's really important to be aware that it's fine to really back up, right? But now that this tower's here and I'm not really at a threat, he blew some abilities, and they're not looking for something super aggro, I'm trying to get up in good range and just blow this wave up as quick as possible so that they can't do damage to my tower. I think I get denied quite a bit here too, unfortunately, but it's fine. I'm cool with that as long as I got that wave out of there so that they don't blow up the tower. You can see our tower's taking quite a bit of damage. That's to be expected in this matchup. You know, it's McGinnis, Apollo. They're going to have a much stronger lane, and they're going to have especially McGinnis has a really good ability to shove, and Apollo's going to have a really good ability to do big damage in the lane. So I'm totally cool with that. You know, it's going to happen. Again, level 1's up. I go for that, and I'm thinking, okay, the Sinners are up now. Whoops. Should I take the Sinner, right? So I'm going here, and I'm like, okay, 2 camps here. I can take these, and as I'm doing these, I'm looking at my map, and I'm thinking, okay, when is the lane going to crash, right? And I'm also a little scared. I don't want Apollo or anybody running up into me, which you'll see what happens. But I know that I have my TP up, right? If I didn't have my TP up, this is a bad position to be in, right? Because I have my TP up, I'm thinking, I'm not taking any fight. There's no chance I'm winning anything. There's no chance I'm killing him if he's there. I'm just running. And you can see, there he is. Pop something. My movement's pretty bad. I just try to dash around the corner to avoid and TP out. Honestly, I could have died here pretty easily, but he kind of noobed out, so I'm fine. Big thing here as well is it's Apollo. His ult has pretty good range. I am expecting he's going to keep chasing me. So don't even worry about the tower. Sometimes you need to sacrifice things. Sometimes you need to lose things. You know, it is what it is. Big thing here is I don't want to die. You just don't want to die. You want to stay alive. It's fine. So I'm scared that he's chasing. It looks like he just decides to take the tower here. And I remember coming to my Kelvin, hey, just ult the tower, bro. Like, if the Kelvin just goes here and ults to stall, it's really worthwhile. But you know what? We lose tower. Not a big deal. It's fine. Happens. So at this point in the game, when the lane phase is relatively ending, the big thing you want to be thinking about is how to make the most money. And the one thing you need to do is look for a open side lane. So side lane means either yellow or green. Usually these lanes have less kind of motion going on. If you're in the mid lane, there's going to be people kind of crossing both ways in between, like an intersection. They're going to be coming to gank. They're going to be going through you as they're getting somewhere else. So you want to be solo in a side lane on your own to get all the money, and leave your team open to go do other opportunities like fighting over things or scrap or whatever. And I assure you, people in every elo are going to constantly be looking to fight things. Let them. Let your teammates do whatever bullshit they want to do. What you want is to sit in peace and quiet, kill camps. You don't need to greed for a tower or anything. You just want to chill there. You want to clear whatever back camps, like, back on your side of the map that's nice and safe. Maybe centers if they're safe. And you're going to have to use your intuition, like, do they have a Drifter? Do they have a Viper that can run me down? Do they have a Yamato that can just grapple to me 8 times, right? So, or a Mo and Krill is like, certain characters, especially on Wraith, you're going to be really on edge for, oh, fuck, I need to be scared of this. Doorman and Mo and Krill are the big ones for me, right? Where they can just run up and one-tap you if you're out of position, and, no amount of aim or whatever is going to deal with just getting caught. So be able to react or not be in a position where you can get caught like that. So thinking of the enemy comp here, I'm thinking of Grey Talon ult can be really good to catch me if I'm out of position, they have time to react. Lash ult, obviously huge. Apollo ult, obviously huge. Viper ult, and just Viper running you down early can be really big. And you'll see later, this Viper's definitely a problem. So thinking about that and kind of anticipating, you kind of have to think about, like, what is going to absolutely demolish me and be terrifying and get a little scared. You need to be scared. You need to be a little bunny rabbit, okay, hiding in your little fucking bunny hole and paranoid. All right, teammate calls that this guy's 1 HP. Definitely didn't need to ult, but I just rip an ult anyways because I want to confirm this. I probably should have just carded, but is what it is. I insta-TP off that reaction. You notice I didn't even react to this fight earlier. I definitely could have. But my priority was just shove the wave. I don't need to be participating in everything, but this is a free kill. Shove the wave. If I die for this, it's worth it, okay? Because a 1-for-1 early is fine. He just dies to the ult. Another thing to consider at this point is if you're looking at my money here, I'm saving up for Tesla bullets. So even though I'm at like 8K, I'm essentially at 5K, right? Maybe even a bit less. I mean, you do have the boons from being at 8K. Boons are stats that you just get based on how much money you have. But the reality is that I am considerably weaker than anybody in this lobby, right? Who I'm imagining are buying 1600s or 800s or whatever and filling up their items. So considering that I'm saving up for this, you need to avoid fights. You need to be like, hey, I really am weak here. I really am behind, especially if you have a bag on you. You don't want to hand that away. So I only took this because it was super opportune and easy. And then here, horror game shit. Just run and live. See, my damage is not that bad. If you have a lot of cards, you can kind of shred. There is a universe I win this. I try to read a punch. Going for a heavy punch here. I just greeted another one in case there's a universe that kills. Luckily, the Shiv is kind of bad and didn't give GT the ult. So happy with that, honestly. Is what it is. I 1-for-1 there. Not a big deal. All right, now as we're respawning, let's look at the map and think about where I should be going, right? So keep in mind we're on blue side. We're on Archmother. Is this lane open? Not really. Someone's probably going to be clearing that. My other carry, Victor, is going to be side laning. So I also want to be side laning probably on the other side of him. And I calm this. I say, hey, Victor, how about you hold that side and I'll be side laning here and the rest of the team can go fight things. All right, so I see that this lane is open and it's shoving. So my thought is, what can I really get money-wise here? Let's see what decision I make. I see that it's shoving. I'm like, there's not much up, and I go for the urn. Because this is safe for me to grab, I go for urn. I'm like, I'm going to instantly move, and I say, someone needs to cover this lane because I'm going for urn. Let's see what happens off this urn. I think I remember this getting punched off me and then just needing to like reset. That's fine, is what it is. I'm just kind of passing through. I see that this wave is open and able for me to take, so I'm like, may as well try to kill it on the way. And I think GT just like absolutely kind of melts me, honestly. It's fine. I'm just a little scared. I'm backing off. At this point, I'm calming. Yo, I need help to deposit the urn. We're all here. I go, Kelvin, hop on the urn, deposit, and ult immediately. I'm calming this because if Kelvin's on top of me, I'm with him, then we could probably take a pretty chill fight on that, or at least stay alive for a while, right? I get healing righted by a teammate. W teammate. And I'm saying, deposit this with me, guys. Okay, and I go 3, 2, 1 is my calm here. They jump in. We just try to shoot some orbs. Some of them get denied. We get some. Kelvin doesn't ult. Honestly, he should probably just ult. Whatever. Keldon's kind of bad. I'm terrified here. I'm just running. Thank God I didn't die. Sometimes you might think, oh, should I go participate in this fight again? Should I turn back around, try to do some damage, get some assists, whatever? Not worth it. There's a chance I die and my damage is nothing. I'm sitting on 4k, you know? Do not fight. Just let them do whatever. It is going to be what it's going to be, right? If I participate, I'm not winning that fight yet. I'm not changing the outcome. Either we're losing that without me or we're winning that without me. So back to base, Tesla bullets. This is a big spike. You should also be thinking about how much money you're getting and the items you're getting and how much strength that gives you to be able to take camps. Right about at this point, I'm thinking, oh, I can start to take level 3s if I have time for it, or definitely level 2s. Tesla Bolt's a really good feeling item because it does AoE damage and it also builds cards pretty quick. So I'm looking at the map and I'm thinking, okay, mid was shoved out. There's a level 3 next to me. I might as well spend some time and get this because I don't really want to do anything else. I don't want to roam anywhere else. This is really close to our side of the map where it's safe. May as well spend some time getting this and then just immediately go back mid. Or anywhere else to get money. Kind of a bad full auto from me. Oh, well, I guess I immediately go here. So in this build is kind of a weird one where you're maxing full auto before you're maxing cards. You need to think about your spikes here in terms of what they do. The big ones with Wraith, of course, are full auto and cards. Cards is kind of bigger. But having full auto max first is a big ability to be able to farm camps quickly, right? Because it's really a sustained damage ability, gives you infinite ammo and a lot of on hit. So once I have full auto maxed, I can start looking to get camps soon, right? So a lot of that weakness that I had early is starting to kind of come back to me. The investment of playing a character that's not as good early and having things like monster rounds or waiting for Tesla, this starts to come online and do a bit of damage. Now, in terms of items like extra health, extra spirit, rapid rounds, I kind of don't know why we buy these. I think they're just good to fill up some slots and give you stats that you want. And then they'll hit your spikes at a later point. Like, you know, I have gun spike off of getting these two. When it comes to getting your 4.8k spike, the thing that I like to think is the number 5. So if we see the 1, 2, 3 here, and then 1 and 1, then that's 3,200, 800, and 800. That's 4,800. If we have a 2 here, then if we get a 3 item here, then we're good. We're at our 5. Another thing is if you have a 2, 2, and 2, which is 6, kind of breaking my rule here. If you have a 2, 2, and 2, that's your 4,800 because that's 1,600, 1,600, 1,600. So just keeping that in mind of when you hit your spikes and what that gives you is super important when you start to develop some more sense of how to build. Kill that camp. I see the wave is crashing. I go back to this. I mean, you know, optimally, my pocket just doesn't come to this. So we see next objective coming up is this Rift. I don't know my decision making here exactly. Big thing with Rift is to consider your strength of your team and the enemy team. We're even, right? Rift is always a good thing to take when you are behind. You are strongly in an advantage to take Rift when you are behind, right? Oftentimes what you'll see is a team will be ahead, and a good way to play Rift is to give it to the enemy team and then immediately fight after. The reason why this is in the Rift circle, when you're behind, you get quite a bit of resists, making you way more tanky and making those fights very advantaged for the team that's not doing as well. When you're behind, really look for Rift fights, okay? It's a lot of money, it's a lot of ability to push towers, it's a lot of ability to catch up and win, you know, potential big fights, so it goes a long way. Right here, I'm sitting on enough to get my Surge of Power. This is another huge spike as I get my 4.8k on Spirit, as well as this doing a lot of damage for the fire rate bonus and the move speed. Once I get this, it means that when I throw a card, I can slide, stand, and walk, slide, stand, and walk, and essentially have infinite ammo. I already have my 3 as well, so that's a huge thing. But Surge of Power is a big spike in terms of your damage. Once I'm about at this point, I'm kind of on par with other people's strength. I mean, I'm at 11k here. My money's doing pretty good. Best on my team here. It doesn't mean that I'm unlocked yet, but I have a pretty decent footing to be able to fight and win things. So if I have somebody that's like a good target for me to take a 1v1, for example, with my ult, it's not bad here at all. I don't go to this Rift because I think, you know what, I'm not really in an opportune position to take this. My team is kind of perma-fighting. Honestly, I don't really trust their fight potential very much, and there's an opportunity for me to take some money. So I'm just saying, hey, I'm just going to shove mid and take the tower here. And afterwards, another thing that's a ton of money, which you'll see, is the boxes mid. Do not sleep on how much money these boxes mid are, okay? It's a lot. At 10 minutes, these spawn. If no one is around mid, this is a lot of money. I'm at 1345 right now. Let's see how much I get at the end of this. To be honest, my movement's kind of bad here. It's the first game of the day. Don't worry about it. Big issue as well. Viper is split pushing. I should have been more aware of this, as well as my team, honestly. You'll notice this Viper, just when other shit is happening, sees an opportunity to just melt a tower and gets absolutely inflated money-wise from it, and is super good. And then you'll see that they turn that into trying to burst me down quite a lot, which is scary. There is a thought in my head that I wonder if I can go and one-tap the GT here, but I decide, nah, doesn't make sense. It's a little too greedy. Rather just play safe. The item I'm buying here that I queued up is Spirit Resilience, considering the enemy team. I don't want to get one-tapped, so I believe in this build, the thought process. Can I even pull up the build? I can. I believe the item that it default wants you to go is Enduring Speed, and then Dispel Magic. But in my head, I'm thinking Dispel doesn't really do much this game, I think. I mean, maybe it's good into Viper. Well, actually, now that I think about it, it's good into Shiv, it's good into Viper. That's about it. It doesn't do anything for the suppressor that this McGinnis eventually gets, but I decide, meh, I'd rather be more uptime on the map, so I get Fortitude instead, which is an item that can just keep you healthier as you're moving around, farming camps, etc., you know, to participate in more things and stay healthier, right? I don't want to be at half HP into these champs because they can easily just one-tap me. I'm rotating to this fight that my team is at, right? And I'm just looking who's somebody that's kind of low. I can just one tap and leave, right? This is the first time I'm really like looking to participate in anything because they're shoved. And this is a good position to be in as Wraith, you know, a backline high damage character. I can just jump in, see if I can delete anybody, grab this guy. A little scary even. I take a lot of damage, you know. These guys are spooky. But luckily we get that kill. I insta-TP out. That light melee from me, bad. That was a misclick. Don't do that. You just want to immediately throw somebody and just mash cards, slide, and shoot in their face, okay? Because you get a lot of damage off just Surge of Power in someone's face, Quicksilver in someone's face. You have pretty good potential at this point to actually just kill people straight up. So, whatever. That worked out great. I'm backing here. I'm thinking in my head, bridge buff is up. Is there a universe I can grab this? Probably not. And I don't want to get one tapped. I'm just going to go and clear the wave first. I'm looking at my map. What else can give me money here? And I am looking up at bridge. And the second I'm up here, oh, it's gone. Okay, I'm a little scared that I'm going to get run down. This is another thing about playing your position based on where your team is. No one is on my side of the map. So I'm paranoid as hell. I'm paranoid as hell that anyone can be around this area here and that my team is all on this side. So I'm thinking, I don't want to go for anything here. I don't want to go for the center. I don't want to go for their camps or their level 1 even. I do not want to die. And because I don't see anybody here and because my team isn't around to help me if some shit happens, then I need to back off. A common thing that I'll communicate to my team is to shadow. To shadow means to play kind of close to them so that if something happens, they're close enough to be able to react and move to you for help. Now my team is not really able to do so right now, so I don't say shit. I go back and I take our level 2 camp that's way back on our side, that's nice and safe. Keep in mind, I'm fully aware I'm really useless right now, right? Like, I'm not helping fights, I'm not helping take any objective, I'm not doing anything proactive. 99% of what I'm doing here is reactive and passive. The only thing proactive is my positioning to not be caught in a position that's scary. I have a lot of time to take this level 3 camp, so I do that. And I think, let me catch the other camp when I'm done with this one. So you notice I will pop my 3, but the other thing is when you pop Surge of Power, it allows you to keep sliding to keep that ammo up. That's a big thing that can up your deeps, especially when you're farming and obviously in fights, so that your ammo is way up. I'm safe to shove another lane. Big thing, always shove 2 lanes if you can. Shoving 1 doesn't really do much. If you shove 2, then the timer allows it to really push out, and you're almost always safe to do so. It's very rare that the second wave is going to get you killed. It's usually going for like the third wave or really shoving out that's going to get you killed. A lot of times I'll see someone clear 1 wave and then immediately go do something else, but then you're not really pushing it at all. It's just going to move up a touch, and then you're in the same position. You want to make an opportunity to go move somewhere else and get money other places. Let's see how I do here. Honestly, don't remember what my decision making here was. But again, no one's on this side of the map team-wise, so I'm scared. They're all just like doing fuck all. We have 3,200, so whatever. I'll just chill, go back to base and get my fortitude. Once I'm here, this is my 4,800 health spike, which is quite a bit for my survivability. Now remember, the boon spikes at that 4,800 point, they give you quite a bit more stats. Making sure you hit them will help you a lot, and being aware of them before you hit them is also super important. Like, you know, before you hit your green spike, know that you're really squishy. Before you hit your gun spike, no, your gun's not going to do much damage. Before you hit your spirit spike, your cards aren't going to do much, and your full auto or your ult. Mostly cards of full auto, but I cleared this wave. We have vision at this point on some enemies, and I'm thinking I have TP at this point with 2 levels. So if some bullshit happens, I can dip. So I'm draining quite a few cards that you often wouldn't want to do on Wraith. This is something I do just to be efficient with farming. Oftentimes you'll see better players who are better than me or know better how to conserve their cards, that they'll just keep their cards up from farming, or they'll keep them at 4, or they'll cycle to have jokers up. Which is more opportune and more tempo based. But for my playstyle, I like to rip these just to be able to clear things more efficient. I see Apollo's here. I do notice him. So I'm like, maybe I can get this camp before I can dip. And if he does anything greedy, I can just TP out. I don't even shoot him. Look, I just take the camp. He does a chunk to me and I TP out. I'm fine. Just fine. You know, he can hit you. Who cares? You got the money. That's a win. Reason why I turn around here, 1, I have fortitude, so I know I'm just going to heal back up to full, and 2, I see my teammate around here and has vision, so I know I'm safe to just go back to this wave. Nothing wrong with starting something and then deciding something else. The real thing is people try to be efficient and timely with things, but there's no problem in like doing half a camp, seeing some shit happening or something scary, and then backing off and finishing it later, or just not at all. That's fine. I'm looking at my map and I'm thinking these 2 camps are pretty good to take, or I wonder if I can help this fight. I look at that, there's a lot of enemies there, nothing I can do. So I'm just thinking, let me clear this camp, or this wave to shove it out, and then let me move off and clear our safe camps. I do not want to fight here. I don't want my team to fight here. It would not make sense for my team to fight here. And this Calico is constantly invading or overextending and getting caught by things. He's actually quite a good player, but it's just unfortunate that he's doing that in the mid game. Because, you know, the dream situation for my character is nobody does anything. Until like 30 minutes, right? Nothing. You want nothing to happen. I go to shop here, get burst fire. This also ups your single target damage quite a lot off of your ulti. Back to the wave, right? I could have been a little more efficient with my movement to make sure that I get to this wave and don't have to backtrack a bit, but whatever, doesn't matter. And I go, okay, the next wave's going to come soon. I can see it on the zip, right? That's another thing. You look at the zip line and you see, oh, is this going to be here soon or is it going to be a while? And as I'm clearing the camp, I'm anticipating the next thing to go to. Maybe it's here, maybe it's wherever. Calm to my team, hey guys, Rift is up, right? And I go, move to Rift, move to Rift, move to Rift now, right? We are down 5k, so I'm thinking, go to Rift. I'm scared here. I'm scared of getting one-tapped. I'm scared of people jumping on me. I am not shy of just ripping my project mind to run immediately, but I want my team to group up on me, and I'm just chilling here so that I can have some control, clear some things, get hit by this wall, and I'm terrified. Okay, I just jump out. Luckily, I'm fine. I'm half HP already, you know? Squishy character. My spirit barrier popped too. It's fine. Jump back in, and I'm like, anything I can do here? Not really any good angles, so may as well just clear these turrets. Walking back and forth. Let me clear that turret. I'm looking up at the top. Okay, some people are on. A lot of us are on. If I find a good target to ulti, we can probably delete them. I get caught by the ult, unfortunately, trying to get under. Insta TP when you get caught by anything, okay? Insta TP. Just a really good ability to get out of jail free card. Oftentimes you'll live if your HP is high enough. Yeah, rip that. Rip that. Immediately. I see Shiv here. My team is here. May as well pop it and try to chunk him hard. He gets pretty low. He dies. Kind of greedy to go for bag rather than fight. But our team got that, right? Got the rift, which is excellent. I'm just going to back off, right? No need for me to push this. I'm not strong enough to do much. Sorry about that. Just paused to talk to the girlfriend. All right, so wave is crashing here mid. Now, this is a trend I'm seeing a lot this game. Honestly, I should have played around it better. My team is bad at shoving out waves. Really bad. They let shit crash often, and losing waves is a ton of money that you're missing out on for you and your team. I kind of decided to back for a sec to buy something and then think better of it and go out to catch this wave. And I tell my Calico, hey, can you hold the gun buff? I say, hold it, hold it, hold it. It's not good on her. It's really good on me. I go for this. I'm kind of ready to parry if this guy goes for anything. Punch it. We do some deeps here. And he kind of jukes me. I'm actually curious to see where he went because I think I like mega lost him here. Oh, I just missed seeing him to go to the right. I didn't see that on my screen. All right, I'm backing up and I'm thinking, okay, we're at 6,100. Now, a big thing to think of is understanding when you're sitting on a lot of money and there's a camp in front of you, should you go back to base to buy or should you kill the camp first? Oftentimes, if you're getting an item that can really up your clear speed or your damage, it's more efficient time-wise to go and buy that first. In this situation, the one I'm queuing up is Merc Mag, which is a massive power spike for me, but it's more single-target power spike. So I'm thinking, to be efficient here, may as well kill this level 3. Another thing, is there anything I need to be on the map at this point for? Like any big fights happening, anything I have to be up and ready to fight for? Not really. So I have time to let me just clear this. Let's see how I clear it. Just some regular shooting. I let my ammo drain, and I surge of power here, and then I level 3. You don't need to be sliding when you use your... I said level 3? When you full auto. You don't need to be sliding because it gives you full ammo. Boxes are another thing. You can kind of just break them as you go through, but no sense being any greedy. So why am I going to lane here instead of back to base to buy? I want to be efficient, and I want nothing to happen here. I'm strong enough that I can safely defend, and I know I'm chilling. They don't have any ults that can like really catch me for real or blow me up. If there's like Lash or Apollo ult, I might be scared of this, right? Because those really give them the potential to dive something. But here, I'm good enough to just chill, help my team if anyone over-aggresses, and maybe get some assists or just damage on people. I don't know why I shot that. You can't break that. I'm a noob. Don't forget it. Back to base for Merc Mag. And back to the wave because I see they keep pressuring it. By the way, this is my first video on Deadlock, guys. I'm super receptive to any input here. I know this is a really long video. You guys can add me on Discord. It's just Stingy, and I'll accept. If you have any questions, I'm happy to help. You don't need to be good. You don't need to be any rank is fine. I love helping people and sharing info and discussing things, or even if you have pointers to me for how I can improve my game, I'm super receptive to hearing it, or just say hi. Again, why am I shooting this guy at range? Just to generate cards, right? You see, it did no damage. Actually, at this point, I was bitching and moaning about why Lash is doing so much damage to me. This guy has a kind of a hilarious build. It's like Headhunter Sharpshooter. So he kind of massacres me at range. But, you know, I got a Joker off that. Winning trade. And you can see the value of Fortitude, right? Out of all these little trades, I'm going to stay healthy. And the reason I went Fortitude instead of something like Spirit Armor is because I'm more concerned about being topped off on health and then kind of deleting you when I'm low rather than just having straight resists. Also, I was thinking, like, you know, is there enough Spirit for me to really play around? Well, I don't know. Viper's kind of a threat. You know, they have a decent amount of guns, so eh. The other thing is really don't worry about kills on people and how intimidating there are. This Viper's 1 in 6. I'm very scared of this Viper for absolutely one-tapping me. You'll see at points in this game, I get completely decimated. Let's speed this up a little bit as I'm just doing some regular clear stuff. Nothing's here. I'm a little scared because my team's not around. At this point, I have my Project Mind, my 2, max level, which means the cooldown is quite low. So sometimes I'll just use it for mobility if I know for the next 15 seconds I don't need it. Breaking things here, enemy turret. I'm thinking, oh, can we invade any camps? Not really. So I peel back and get our level 3. Level 2 as well. And our 3 camp is here. Some enemies were scrapping around here, so I'm just moving to this, check it out. Now, why do I buy Counterspell? My thought is this is a really good game for Counterspell for a couple reasons. Great Talon Bird, huge thing to Counterspell. Lash Ult, massive thing to Counterspell. Literally, one fight late game that goes bad and you get Lash Ulted, GG, it's over, right? The game can just end off of that. Apollo Ult, you can get hit by the Apollo Ult and then Counterspell the damage at the end. This is something people don't know. You can either Counterspell the initial hit of it or let it hit you and then Counterspell. While you're in the slow-mo from Apollo ult as well, you take like 70% reduced damage. So when people shoot you in that or hit you with abilities, it does nothing. You can let them hit you with things. So the counterspell right at the end of that, super, super easy. Anticipating Lash Ult, super easy. Good players sometimes delay it a bit, which is kind of a weird minigame where you have to maybe pause to counterspell. But generally speaking, I'm thinking those things are scary and I want counterspell for it. I guess a good thought at this point would also be maybe debuff remover. Is it even called debuff remover anymore? Is it debuff remover, mystic remover? I don't know. I always forget the name because I keep calling it the old thing. Some camps are up here. My thought process is nothing is up here, and I see kind of a line of camps. So kind of from League of Legends as well, you think of pathing, right? Like being efficient from one point to another. Same thing in Deadlock. I'm thinking I can kind of do a line for like bang, 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 right? From right here all the way through to these. I'm using my card because I have 4 as well, and to get my things, right? When you have 4, use your cards. Good to just cycle them. It's damage sitting on the table. I see things are happening mid. Mid boss is starting, and I'm thinking, oh, I can just do some damage here. So I'm just throwing some stuff. Now, at this point, I realize Viper's a problem, and I'm scared. I TP. My thought here is let me get this before I die so that he doesn't get it. We get a rejuve here, and I'm calming to my team, oh shit, Viper's on me. This guy's scary, and I just realized this, right? So I'm here. I have rejuve. He greets. I'm legit trying to blow time until I have TP again. He marks me. I noob out. I have counterspell here. I forgot about it. Whatever, it pops. I'm back up. I'm calming guys, Viper, Viper, Viper. And I'm like, let me get back to my team. There's no shot that I win this without team on me. And I'm calming guys, turn around, turn around, turn around. Viper on me, turn around, turn around. Noob ass E5 team ignores this and greeds. Whatever. I'm dead as hell. I counterspell nothing and I'm dead. And that's a 1k bag. Pretty bad play for me, right? And at this point, I'm thinking, okay, Viper's a problem. I need to think about that. All right, I'm dead here for a while. So what's going through my mind is I'm looking at the map. I'm going, what needs to be cleared? I'm here. I'm going, okay, I need to clear this wave if no one gets it. I need to clear this walker if no one gets it. Now, this team's macro, pretty bad. They spread things bad, and they don't shove things well, really, at all, quite frequently. I see that this lane, we have a rift opening. We have one rejuve. Even though we're in the lead, we have a rejuve, and Viper's dead for a sec. Now, Viper will probably be back in time, but it's good to think of. This starts happening, and my thought is, oh, he's low. We can kill him. I get him really low off cards, and then I think Calico finishes it off. I TP in to try to confirm, but it's fine. After we get this pick, this is super winnable. Look, GG. Mental cook is huge. If you mental cook somebody, it's just excellent. Always do that. But that guy kind of overextended, probably didn't realize their damage, so excellent pick on that. Good job by Calico. And Rift secured is huge, just to keep things shoved. I see Victor's on the side lane. Victor is strong as hell, so he wins that split. You notice during this, the Viper again did a very good split and just took our walker. No one is covering the walker. Now, you might think, why am I not covering the walker as Wraith? At this point in the game, I know that I'm strong. I'm online. I need to participate in fights and do heavy DPS. You saw how much I just did to the Lash, right? So I want somebody else who is strong early game to deal it. Maybe Drifter, or maybe, Pocket, or even Calico can go chill on these waves. Victor's strong too. I want to see Victor either hard split pushing, putting the pressure on them, or covering waves as well. More like, I mean, he's hella strong, so he should probably be participating in things. We see this guy, he's out of position. Just mashing my ult to get it off. He ults, keeps running. Fine. There's no universe he gets out of this, and he dies for it. Great. So at this point, all right, map is open. I'm taking kind of a mental pause. Where are we at? What's going on? We have one rejuve that's about to end. My thought in my mind is I want everything to stop right here. There's so much money up on the map. Money, money, money. Okay? Greed. Right? And I'm just thinking I can eat everything. This guy is a guy I'm kind of fucking with because I'm thinking I could shove him off this. Sinners, I can't. McGinnis is an interactive character and put a turret down. Take the camp. I don't go for the Sinners because I don't want them waiting behind the corner that are going to one-tap me. Our team is pushing mid here. Why am I not pushing mid? We don't have rejuve. I'd rather just eat all the things that are up. My pathing's kind of bad. Also, Spiritual Overflow is a huge power spike for me. Okay, looks like I'm kind of autopiloting back mid because they are actually taking it, and I'm thinking a fight might happen, and this wave needs to be shoved. They take it, and then at this point, I'm like, we're out. I'm just calming repeatedly, like, leave. People don't listen. Whatever. This fight happens, Dome is popped, and now I'm thinking, okay, this is actually pretty good. If they get caught here, it's not bad. That guy almost dies. Do some pretty good damage to Shiv. They go in deeper. That guy dies for overextending. And now I'm thinking, okay, we could probably get base guardians, right? Some of them are down. This is a decent opportunity. Viper is scary. No ult on this guy. He rips his one for some reason. Fine. So I'm scared of getting kind of one-tapped here, but I'm thinking, okay, I can just trade with this guy, get some cards, do some deeps. He rips his ult. I get scourged by my Kelvin, which is quite nice for the spirit resistance. And let's just back off, right? Low HP is bad into this matchup. I'm scared of being low HP. Again, this path, I'm thinking doubles are up, right? This is up. Let me just go get the money. And I'm telling my team, guys, I'm just going to clear back camps and chill. Is this what I said? Yeah. I'm going to go get doubles, and I'm telling my team, can somebody shadow me here? Okay, this spawns. I didn't realize this is spawning until right now. If I had the QOL lock mod and I was a bit more aware, I know this is spawning. At this point, Spirit, really good for Wraith, right? And I know no one's here. TP for it. Low cooldown, insta, you're going to beat people to it like 9 times out of 10. Once you have your 2 max rank. All right, my thought is, where else can I get money? That camp is up, and I'm thinking, okay, back to the doubles. Is my audio messed up? Can't really hear anything. With Sinners, okay, there's better, more efficient ways to take it, but a really easy thing to do is Sinners are always on the same clock. So you want to punch, specifically for the doubles, you want to punch one of them one time, okay? Then you want to finish the other one, right? With you want to do your heavy punches on the other one and finish it. And you want to keep your punch button held down, all right? And after you finish one, if you hit it on the timer where it ends, you want to do a little early, right? So right about when the light is like here in your brain, right? Between these two, the second to last one and the third to last one, right? You charge your heavy punch and you finish that one, and then you immediately go you keep that button held and you face the other one. You will always get the last lights on it and finish the Sinners complete. See, it's just perfect timer to get that one too. There's ways that better players do it more efficiently where they like finish one, then they hit the other one once, and then they go back and finish the original one. That's technically a better way, but this is just how I've known to do it for the longest time, and you're really only losing like a second. So if it's easier and more consistent, you won't fuck it up. I think it's worth. I'm thinking about eating the whole map here, right? That's the thought process in my head. Let me restart the recording really quick because it looks like my audio is messed up. One moment. All right, back to it. Sorry about that. All right, after these Sinners, can skip forward a sec. I know this is a really long video. My bad. But this is legit every thought process I have running through a game like this that I've had, you know, forever. So Level 2 up on this roof here, nice and safe, shooting some boxes on the way as I rotate, because that's just free money. And I forget about it, because I'm a noob. Don't forget it. We're all noobs. At this point, I'm thinking I have 8k on me and a 2k bag. I'm hella strong. Now, I have 4,800 on the Spiritual Overflow, but a thought process in my head is, hey, maybe I can just get a 6,400 item and then finish that later, if it's more efficient. My thought is, people are leaving a lot of money up on the map, so Ricochet is pretty good. And I get Spirit Rend to get rid of my bag. This is a good item to get. It would be more optimal often to just wait and get a Spiritual Overflow. But Spirit Rend is just a really good item on this build especially. And a good thing about this is that it cuts my bag off. So in case I die, I'm not handing over like 2k. I'm handing over like 400. Sometimes worthwhile to think of that when you have a big bag. Level 2 camp under here is pretty good. Honestly, in retrospect, it probably would just be better if I go for the level 3 back on our side and skip this. You know, being timely and being able to react to things is good. I believe mid is spawning soon as well. So I'm thinking in my head, we need to be aware if they start this, I need to be able to react to it. I see our pockets mid. I see some people are here mid. And I'm thinking, guys, group mid, group mid, group mid. If they greed something, this is quite good. And then I just kind of get run down. Pocket can't really do much. I counterspell nothing. I ult nothing. You know, overextended. Again, late game like that, you can get absolutely decimated. So that was just really poor positioning from me to be there. I definitely should have waited for the team to initiate something before I walk up like that. This is a pretty big death, you know, and not good. Team has this fight. Victor is luckily really strong, so he's able to kind of clean it up. I think this is a good game because it's important to see, how does this fight even go? Okay, they get like triple rejuve. I'm spawning soon. They're kind of low here. And my thought process is I should join this and see if there's any easy kills I can clean up. And I have TP to get out if anything goes haywire. I ignore them. I try to get to my team. Pop ulti here. For the Kelvin, they kill him. Nothing else is happening. Let's just stabilize. I'm going, yo, let's rift, rift, rift. Because we're up quite a bit here. I guess actually we're down players, but I'm not seeing that any of them are near. And I'm thinking if Shiv aggroes, I do have my ult. I'm strong. We can one-tap him. Team is on me. I'm just dashing in a straight line, ulting, and looking to one-tap. Great. We get the rejuve. That's their last rejuve. And we can re-kill it. Team got him. Beautiful. See, damage at this point, very, very good. Especially when you ulti someone and have them point blank in your face, easy kill. At this point, again, Viper with a good split takes our base guardian. No one's covering this. Pretty dumb. Pretty dumb that this keeps happening, but honestly, I should be the one participating in fights. So my thought is, you know what? If that's going to be the sacrifice that we got to make, is what it is. But the reality is absolutely somebody should be covering this. In my mind, probably either Drifter is a good target to cover this because he's not like super duper strong. And he kind of falls off late game compared to, you know, Victor or Wraith. And, you know, Kelvin needs to participate in fights. Calico probably doesn't have the like straight damage to just kill this guy. Urn is here and easy to pick up, so I just grab it. I'm shopping because I'm sitting on a lot of money. Even though I see a fight is happening mid, I'm trying to be really snappy with this. Stuff kind of stops happening. So I'm like, all right, may as well clear the wave as I'm passing through. Right, be efficient with it. Keeping waves shoved means more time that we can do other things. Am I tweaking? When did I let go of the urn? What even happened? Anyways, Drifter got the urn. A lot of money up on this side of the map. Probably not even worth it for me to clear these turrets, but I'm thinking like I'm here, may as well, to help my team get some pressure. And if they're setting up to do anything, it's good to get rid of, right? Again, that's a responsibility I put on myself because it makes sense. We're all kind of turtled here. If they look for anything greedy, I'm like, you know, I'm fiending. We're all grouped up. Everyone's here. If I ulti someone, it's a good kill. Fight starts. Shiv right here. We can tap this guy hard. Boom. Dead. Big kill. Now we're up a player, strong. My god, is this Great Talon doing damage? I'm scared. And you know what? It's fine. They're not going to kill me here. They're all keep pushing. I'm low. I'd rather just chill and clear stuff. In retrospect here, Spellbreaker would be a pretty good item. I think at this point, I'm thinking Viper is scary. And my team is also telling me, yo, dude, buy Metal Skin. Completely right. I should have bought Metal Skin by this point. GT not happy in team chat. That's funny. I'm pretty sure I forego getting Boundless in order to get Metal Skin. Boundless is a lot more single target deeps and AoE deeps, especially with Ricochet and cards. But I'm already doing a lot of damage. The big thing is just staying alive enough to be able to do it. You saw in that last fight, like one GT arrow did half my HP. So I'm scared. Scared of getting one-tapped. I think I get Metal Skin at this point delay. You might think, why am I not going... well, never mind. I do get the Sinners. The thing is as well, when your clear speed is this fast, it's not the worst idea. Okay. Back to this. You can see me just like absolutely terrified jump at this. Now my thought is I could TP out from whatever. I'm safe. Even though no one's near me, I'm fine. Look, this guy jumps on me and I am terrified. Insta-dead. At this point in my brain, I queue up E-shift. This is the thought process in my head. If he gets on me, I can E-shift and I'm chilling. Teammate goes, I have a discussion with the teammate. So should I E-shift? Should I, you know, Metal Skin? He goes Metal Skin, and he's definitely right. This is a dumb thing that now I know. You got to learn from these decisions as well is a big thing, right? Like with your build or how you counter against certain things. You know, when you use things, a big thing for me is I'll buy an item and I'll forget to use it. Still buy the item and learn and limit test and try it. You have to not be scared of forgetting about something or just playing for the win. You have to play to improve your skill and to test your capabilities in order to improve. I'll speed through my death timer here as my team is doing some BS, and they seem to be taking this fight pretty well.
This isn't gonna end well for you.
Obviously, I need to be at this fight. So let's go group it. Look at these cards. I nearly kill Talon because he's an easy target here. I do big damage to him. I'm healthy. I want to stay in the fight. I want to keep doing deeps. This guy's 1 HP. I don't even know where he went here too. I think he went under and I just completely biffed it. That's fine. I'm not going to overchase. Team is starting mid. Let's go mid. Now away. I mean, this is free. This is just free. Usually in mid fights, the way that you want to play with Wraith is not going for punch unless you absolutely have to. Playing on the staircase behind the shroud, the veil, is super good because you're just going to pop your 3 or you're just going to throw cards and Ricochet is going to do a ton. They could get triple rejuve. They're all standing on top of each other with Ricochet and cards. You are going to kill them all instantly. If they blow time in on the crystal, it's not your job to be going for the punch. It's to go for kills. This guy overextends early, so just throw your ult out. Not complicated. He's dead for that. Honestly, probably didn't even need to ult, but I didn't want him getting out. Lash is pissed. Lash mental cook is great. I walk away from that early because there's no chance that anyone's contesting that, and I go for the spirit, and I'm just thinking of being efficient and getting money here. So much money is up on the map. We have, you know, a lot of rejuves, obviously, and have the opportunity to push, but look at all our waves. These suck. So I'm just want to go back to wave and clear. I don't want a shrine dying to wave. And this keeps happening. A wave gets slammed. The team is just like mega pushing, and I'm thinking, okay, let me just clear the base. Also, again, more money. I'm happy to take this. Drifter's here too. Kind of pointless, but it's fine. Thought process here, just to clear this next wave so that it's at least in a decent position. We one-tap camps. I'm looking at my map. Where do I want to go next? Level 3, I delete this. Let me be snappy with it, efficient. Blow this up, right? At this point, Ricochet, and with my items, I do a lot of damage. Eat the level 3s. You kill them instantly, and it's a lot of money. Trying to be efficient with my pathing here. I'm fine. Nothing's really happening. My team is shoving things kind of aimlessly. They're not going to take anything off it. I'd rather they didn't. I'd rather this Victor goes and eats the entire enemy jungle instead of like aimlessly pushing something. But you know what? He's popping off, so he does what he does. Sitting on 9k here. Let's see what I buy. I sit on 4800. I'm not sure what I'm, and I get a capacitor. That's mainly just because I'm slot locked, right? And the things that I have in my inventory I don't want to get rid of. So capacitor is an easy upgrade for Tesla. And the capacitor active can be really useful into certain targets to just prevent them, especially like Apollo or Lash. If I hit them with a capacitor, that could potentially be game winning, right? This is an item that players really don't know how to play around. They don't debuff remover it. And it's just like super high impact if you use it well. I think I did not use it very well this game. I think I was too focused on my tracking and other things that I just kind of whiffed it or just used it randomly. I think right there I used it and hit a wall. But my thought process is like, look at how much damage I did to the GT. If I tracked a little better, he's just dead. Right here, why am I killing those turrets? Because I'm the best target to be killing turrets, right? I do the most damage to these. I have full auto up here. Let's just kill the towers and chill. That shit is scary. GT is 1 HP and dead. See, if anyone peeks you at this point, this is your job, right? Now I'm taking a lot of damage this game. In retrospect, I think Spirit Breaker would be, or Spellbreaker, sorry, would be a really good pick to stay healthy. Maybe selling Fortitude for that. Or Spirit Shielding. Probably Spirit Shielding. Now, teammates are on the Shrines, but I'm taking Base Guardians just because I'm backed up a bit and a little safe. This Viper's terrifying me, and this beautiful Calico curses him, and Metal Skin. Metal Skin did work here. Metal Skin was absolutely necessary, right? That's the first time I really used it, and it had value, but it had a lot of value that kept me alive at the end of the game. Obviously, damage is crazy here, and game's about to end. It's an easy push. Alright, my thought process, random fight happening. Honestly, I should probably participate in this, but you can see I'm a greedy bastard, and I see a bunch of shit open, and there's no real reason to fight, so I may as well clear out all their camps instantly and then keep shoving. In case something goes wrong, I'm sitting on so much cash. Hyperline this guy, I'm thinking, can I go for that? Not really, and I kind of overgreed here. Bad aim, bad cards, whatever, TP out, it's fine. And they're like, you know, team saying, rotate to Wraith, is she okay? I say, I'm fine, it's all good. And I go, are we fighting or are we leaving? Are we fighting or are we leaving? No one's calming with me. So you kind of just have to anticipate what they're doing. Beautiful curse on the Viper, and he's dead. I mean, that's just Calico getting cursed. Really, really good buy there for how greedy this guy is and how aggressive. Clear the back waves. Drifter says clown. GG. That's the game. So, you know, not the best game for me, not a perfect game, but I think I kind of did my job. I played generally passive into the late game. Overall, the performance was decent. Drifter clearly popped off. Let me go and command after the fact. But, you know, damage was okay. And even if the damage number looks low, keep in mind, I'm like not fighting anything early. I'm only joining big fights late game. So, you know, 20k of that is in the last 10 minutes, right? So just thinking about what your job is, playing alive, you kind of sacrifice things early and you try to make up for it late with your strength differential to the enemy team. Yeah, hope you guys appreciate the video. It's my first video. I know it's really, really long. If there's any questions, happy to answer them in the comments. Any suggestions, happy to answer that too. One love. Have a good one.